What's up, Buffalo Bill fans? You know I had to come do a video today, especially today. And why am I smiling? I mean, come on, the team's 3-6, coming off a bye week. They just, they do what they usually do. They just tease us just that little bit. They let us taste it, then of course at the end they give it away. But it's not the reason I'm smiling. And of course you know why I'm smiling. My wish has finally come true. I mean, the goddamn guy had 9 lives, man, just like a cat. You just couldn't kill the fuck. And finally, he's gone. Dick Jauron has been fired. This black, dark, dank, monotone cloud of ugh has just, it's left us. It's left Buffalo. It's left One Bills Drive. It's left us as fans. It just feels like, oh my God, it's gone. It feels amazing. It really does. Like, I went to the gym today. I mean, today was one of those days, I woke up. I'm like, I'm a Bills fan. Shit. Then, like, I go pick up my cousin from work. I come back home, and it's like, I click on the computer. It's like, there's a million pop-ups on my fucking screen here. There's a million IMs. There's like, he's gone, and I'm like, he's fired, and I'm thinking like I don't think that they, Dick Jauron, if he should have been fired a long time ago. It's just like, to the point, it's now just like we just accept that he's still there, or he was still there. God, that feels so good to say. And then I go to buffalobill.com, and it's like, he's fired. I'm like, fired? It just, the biggest smile lit up on my face, and it felt so good. Wow, it felt so good. I mean, and fuel, April, to me, it doesn't matter, and from what I'm reading and from what I'm hearing now, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I read one of Kavika Mitchell's tweets from today, and it said that there's a lot of changes coming, and he knows better than I do and we do. I mean, he's a player in that organization, has contacts within the organization, players, and sure other people alike, and apparently they're going to be looking for a general manager. I mean, Russ Brandon's probably going to go back to being the marketing guy, and this is what's needed. I mean, Modrak, Oberdorf, Guy, they have to go. They have to go. They're bringing in these players, free agent-wise, draft-wise. This situation from top to bottom is completely untenable, and they need an outside source, an outside set of eyes to come look at this thing and say, what's going on here. I mean, and it was so depressing because watching the Cleveland game, and I did a video last night too, which I never posted because it was 25 minutes of just me ranting. And after watching the Cleveland game, and after watching it was a Cleveland and Ravens game, and then the whole Bud Adams incident, and then the Bill Parcells thing, not the Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick thing. I don't know why it made me want to do a video. It's just like, did Dick Jauron just demorph himself into Bill Belichick for a second? Because that was a call that Jauron would have made and tried to justify it as well. We were trying to run out the clock, so we were winning, and we went for it on 4th and 1 from our own. It's something Jauron would have done. Tell me not. I mean, Bills fans that were watching that game, did we all not just sit there and say, God, Jauron would have done that? But for Belichick to do it, it's kind of like, people are split down the middle. If Jauron would have done it, God, the whole sporting world would have been called for his head. Not that they weren't already, at least from us Bills fans. And then the Bud Adams flicking off thing, it just seemed like nobody in the organization wanted to say, well, what a classless act. And Jauron acted like, he acts like he always acted, and he didn't hear anything about it and just pleaded ignorance, like, oh, I don't know anything about it. He lives in a fucking bubble. At One Bills Drive, his office is a bubble. It was a bubble, anyway. And then the Browns game, I'm just watching the Browns and the Ravens, and just watching how futile the Browns are, and just, oh man, and you feel for those fans too, but they're making changes. That they have had the owner come out and say, well, this isn't good enough. They fire the GM. Mangini's hanging on a string, and I think, that Jauron's been axed, that Mangini might be the next to go, but nevertheless, it's just like, what is this? And then you say to yourself, wow, the Browns beat the Bills this year. They've beat the Bills 3 years in a row. And it's just like, my God. Like, 7-9 team who ekes out wins. You hear countless players. I was listening to Ross Tucker before, a former Bills player who's a well-respected analyst now in many outlets, saying he watches the Bills and he sees 4, 5, 6 guys who play on this team that they start who couldn't even make other NFL rosters, and I believe that. I mean, look at a guy like Keith Ellison. I mean, the big outrage from the Texans game. Oh, you have Brian Scott playing linebacker. To me, it's egregious, of course. And, why isn't Aaron Maben in there? I mean, Brian Orakpo is playing strong side linebacker for the Redskins, a guy who was 2 picks below Maben, and Maben can't get on the field. Come on. But why isn't he at linebacker? But nevertheless, even if Ellison is healthy, Maben should be in there. Anywhere. Ellison should not be starting. Pauses. You can just go down the list of guys on this team that just don't make other NFL rosters, but yet they play key roles in this roster. And Terrell Owens, with his latest little bitch fit that he had on the sidelines, not that he's had many in Buffalo, if any, till this one, but it's just, and that's the whole reason Edwards was pulled, is that Josh Reed and T.O. had a bitch fit to Tyke Tolbert, and Tolbert ran to Jauron, and then he waited till later in the game, and then said, well, let me pull him now that the game's over with, so it makes it look like I'm trying to appease them. Hopefully Fuel could come in and just send a message to the rest of these guys and say, look, this kind of shit's not going to happen while I'm here, the short time while I'm here, because I'm a firm believer this whole staff needs to go. Wasn't a big fan of the staff from the get-go. The philosophies under which they play is totally lack thereof. You see the offensive numbers compared to the Bears numbers where Jauron played is similar, mid to low 20s and 30. It's just horrible. This guy's philosophy of offense is completely backward. The whole Turk Schoenert thing with he must be laughing his ass off. Imagine being Turk Schoenert right now. He's dying. He's loving it. I would have fired Jauron for cause. A guy that's had as much chances as he's had in the league and has such a porous winning percentage. You could easily get away with that. Give him a percentage of his contract and leave. But nevertheless, he's gone. And, Wilson, for whatever reason, I think he saw somebody of his age group disrespect his team, and that's what got him to do it. Somebody... It's amazing, but again, the situation was completely untenable, and it's, for us Bills fans, a great day. It was a great day, and I'll actually go watch the game this week. I was considering, I don't want to go see this game. Now, you know what? I don't care who starts. Fitzpatrick, Edwards, doesn't matter. I'll go watch the game. I want to see how they play. I want to see what's done. I want to see what they plan on doing. But anyway, Bills fans, you have a good one. Take care. Hopefully, still work to do. We've got to get Guy, Modrak, Oberdorf out of there. Get a real football man in at the head of this thing. And he'll have input on the hire at coach. Of course, he wants to bring his own guy. Get a real quarterback in here. Some real, some size on defense. Some physicality. Just an attitude. Offensive lines, same thing. Even though Buffalo's a little tied into this line right now, just get certain guys out of there. Lynch, trade them. Owens, get rid of them. Just get some guys that want to be there and want to play and compete. Some real cold weather, nasty, mean physical players that want to get down. None of this small, fast flight of the ball. They seem to get run over in every fourth quarter, but hopefully those days are gone, and I think they are gone. And again, Bills fans, let's just thank God and have a good rest of the week till Sunday.